Okay, it's Smash 0. Playing as Marth. Got it. Understood.
He's won a tournament here or there, you know.
He's won a tournament. It's funny is like, you know,
what have you done for me recently?
You know, he won that tournament in 2014, and the only reason why I brought it back is because he freaking won the first one.
Right.
Did you hear that, Zero? The only reason why you're back is because you won the first time.
So technically, you know, if there ever is another invitation, you have to bring him back so he can defend his title.
Yeah, well, I guess it's defending side, but technically up for grabs, man. It's kind of like the Stanley Cup or something like that, you know, where it's like nobody owns it at the beginning of the season, and then you compete for it, and then you're cool. But then as soon as the season's over,
points reset. Okay.
Yeah, everything resets. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, okay. So something interesting I just saw right there was him going for the ledge trump into the back air, which is very prominent in Smash 4, you know, getting a ledge trump and then punishing someone off of it. It seemed to be a little harder, but I also think just because, you know, we only have the game for such a short amount of time that we haven't had time to really, like, lab that out. So I think we will see some great, crazy punishes. And another mechanic that you guys have brought up was the new perfect shield. I'm waiting to see that really be, you know, explored, really fleshed out.
I can't wait till someone like new perfect shields to Smash.
Yeah.
And then that one mistake is going to cost someone stock.
Yeah.
And that's going to be amazing, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know, we said this before, and I said it earlier, but I'll say it again, which is still really key to me. Is I really like the fact that when you perfect shield something, you can only punish it with something of an equal frame count.
Yeah.
In other words, so if you're, let's say, you know, AAing or something, you're just hitting neutrals, like standard attacks extending. If you perfect shield one of those, likely you're only going to be able to be punished because of your recovery frames. You'll be able to be punished with another, you know, neutral A.
Right. Right, and that window, as you said, is going to depend on how powerful the attack is. And so, you know, one thing TK and I were talking about as we were prepping for the Invitational was we use this term risk-reward all the time, and that's what these players balance is with their aggressiveness. You know, how aggressive am I going to be? I can really, you know, try to go for the big KO smash attack, but if I miss, it leaves myself wide open. I'm going to take into account how much health I have, maybe the abilities of the other player, and so with that perfect shield, defensively now, you have to think about a risk-reward. Where do I try that perfect shield, or do I just play it safe and hold my shield?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be 3 different options you're going to take right there. It's either you're going to take that standard shield stun from taking the attack, say Bowser's going to smash your shield or whatever. You're going to try to parry it and get your own hard punish, or you're going to miss parry and just maybe lose that stock.
That's true. And I can't, you know, it's interesting because every time a game comes out, and this one obviously is still mostly, of course, it's in development, right? Game's not out. And the more people play, the more the community plays, the more people play, you know, that the way that people think about the game starts to change, right? And that's what, you know, I'm just describing basically the meta. Not everyone out there knows what the meta is, but that's what it is. And it's just interesting to see how characters are like, oh man, this character's really good. And then like, wait a couple months and like, nah, it's not that good, right? And it's always a constant evolving discussion. That's why I love, you know, the way that competitive games work this way. It's because that you can have that discussion and the metagame can change over time. So very exciting stuff.
Wow, okay, so
he just decided to go for it.
He was going crazy out there with that Dolphin Slash all the way to the side. He already knew it was over though. Cloud still notoriously not a great recoverer.